they're getting to that point. It's coming soon. And had it not been big news, I think they would already be there. Your Dallas Cowboys are on their way to something that is hard for that brand to do. The Cowboys are on their way to being an afterthought. The Cowboys are on their way to being completely irrelevant. I had predicted that irrelevant status would kick in by the end of this week, but there's a jump start here that has created a topic for all of us. So just when we thought they're about to slip away and disappear for several months, there's an interesting and compelling topic that's come up. There's drama, of course, because it has to be with the Dallas Cowboys. But once we get past this drama, assuming there's not other drama, although I think their head coach will get fired pretty soon, but if we get past this level of drama, they will slip into being irrelevant. You can't even manufacture a conversation about the Cowboys in about, 6 or 7 days. Here's the deal. They've been left behind, obviously, by the NFC East. Now their $300 million quarterback may be lost for the entire year. Things are going from bad to much, much worse for your Dallas Cowboys. When you think it can't get much worse, it does, actually. Here's the thing. All right, here's the story. This is ESPN's Adam Schefter talking about, if you haven't heard that Dak Prescott, if you've ever pulled a hamstring, it's like hurting your back, right? You can't do anything. You can't do anything. You can't function at all if you really pull it badly. The report is that he may have pulled his hamstring so badly, it pulled away from the bone. I don't even know how that's possible. So the news is bad, and I'm going to set it up this way. One, it sucks for him, but let's just talk about the talk show discussion points here. One, it makes that $300 million deal. It puts it in perspective. One, is Dallas going to have buyer's remorse? Are fans going to have buyer's remorse? Is Dak Prescott thrilled that he signed that deal before he ran this risk and got hurt, or would it not have mattered? I mean, I don't think anyone wanted, nor did we anticipate that all of a sudden the most expensive player in the game today on one of the worst teams in the NFL today would be lost for the year shortly after becoming the richest player in the game. But Adam Schefter says it's not good.
Catch everybody up. The Dak Prescott injury is a bad one.
Well, yeah, Jerry Jones has said that it is likely that he's going to wind up on IR, and it certainly seems like it's going that way. As NFL Network reported, he's got a partially torn hamstring off the bone. Oof. And so they're going through the options to figure out exactly how to. But let's just extrapolate it out. Let's assume he winds up on injured reserve, which I think is likely right now, as Jerry said. Well, now he's out until at least December. Now, what is Dallas going to do in Dak's absence? And if and when they can keep alive their season, are you bringing him back? Are they competitive enough that it's worthwhile for Dak to come back after, to steal one of your phrases, after a partially torn hamstring?
Right.
And so there are a lot of questions around this team in a season full of questions. They haven't answered very many of them in a successful manner. And here is the latest challenge for a team that now has to go try to beat the Eagles without Dak Prescott.
Look, I'll start answering some of this. No, you don't bring him back. It's simply not worth it. You're really now going to see, if you didn't notice it already, you're now going to see the general manager of the Dallas Cowboys put on notice. The focus should be on the general manager of the Dallas Cowboys again. I mean, if this guy wasn't already looking like he's 107 years old, Jerry Jones is now going to feel even more of the pressure. And he already should feel plenty because this entire season is on him. You can't throw this one. You can't throw your coach under the bus and say he blew it. You can't even throw your quarterback under the bus and say he blew it. You blew it, old man. Now there's another layer. And the layer is, look, I think they're going to lose enough quickly enough that it makes it pointless to bring back Dak Prescott. He doesn't need it. You don't need it. You're married to this guy for the next several years. The keys to the franchise are here no matter what. I'm almost certain he has a no trade clause. So if you thought, and I think people are going to start bringing this up, I do. I think this is going to start to come up. hey, listen, he's really expensive and things aren't good, and maybe there's a better way to go about this. Maybe he wants to leave too. I mean, I think he would have to limp into the office and say, hey, look, this isn't working. I mean, he's going to give the "it's not you, it's me" speech. Hey, listen, old man, you tried. You gave me all the money. This isn't working. I don't think it's going to work long term. Can we find a way out? I mean, I guess it's possible that could happen, but it would have to come from him. You can't just wake up and say, once you finish your soup, Jerry Jones, you can't wake up and say, you know what, I have buyer's remorse. I'm sorry you had your hamstring removed from your body, but that $300 million deal, I don't like it so much anymore, so let's not do that. You have no say. He does. He does. And he doesn't seem like a guy that really wants to change where he works. He doesn't seem like a guy who wants to move. He doesn't seem like a guy who really is into chaos. So I'd find it hard to believe that he one day comes in the office and says, I'm out. But that said, it does make for a weird setup. Kids, you should only have to make $300 million once. Who was the guy? Is it, it's not Reddit. Was it Snapchat guy who was offered $1 billion by, Brandon, does Facebook own Snapchat?
I don't know. Let me check.
Yeah, okay. But either way, there's some of you out there will know this. I only bring this up because it just puts the money in perspective. Remember the story? I remember sitting here reading, and he was offered, I think, $1 billion. I think Zuckerberg was actually offered, they were offered $1 billion in the early days and said no.
Facebook offered $3 billion to Snapchat.
He
and
turned
they
it
said
down.
No.
He turned it down.
They're owned by Snap Inc.
Yeah, it's Evan, oh gosh.
Spiegel?
Evan Spiegel. Yeah.
And Bobby Murphy.
Okay, and I was thinking, imagine if that's your son or your brother or your friend. How was your day? Got this phone call. Lawyers. What'd they want? Well, they said they wanted to buy us. Oh, wow, cool. How much? $3 billion. Wow, congratulations. No, it's cool. I told them no.